Next, we will study about atomic number and mass number. Here you can see I have taken an element, this x. X is any element. Now you will say that sir, there is no element that is x. Okay, just for that reason I have taken that x. Now x can be, let us say, sodium, oxygen, chlorine, anything it can be. Okay, any element, that is x. And here this is nothing but is your atomic number. Z stands for atomic number. Alright, and A stands for here nothing but mass number. This is said to be S. Clear? It is a mass number. A stands for. Clear? Now what is atomic number? Atomic number is equal to number of protons is equal to number of electrons. Number of protons is equal to number of electrons. Like in case of sodium, we write it as 11, atomic number. So when I say 11, 11 stands for what? 11 is atomic number. So here is 11 protons is there is equal to 11 electrons. Why? Because an atom is electrically neutral in nature. So number of positive charges is equal to number of negative charges. So number of protons and electrons both are same, we can say that. Clear? So understood what is atomic number? Very simple it is. Number of protons is equal to number of electrons. That is said to be S. Like in case of oxygen, it is 8. Atomic number is 8. So 8 protons is equal to 8 electrons. For chlorine, it is 17. So 17 protons is equal to 17 electrons. Alright, atomic number is a fingerprint of an element. Remember it. Atomic number is a fingerprint of an element. Like one person differs from another person. How do we come to know? It differs by the help of fingerprint. We can say that two different persons will have two different fingerprints. Alright, they will never have the same fingerprint. Alright, in solving different cases, criminal cases and all these things, how do we take the help? We take the help of the fingerprints, because fingerprints of one person definitely differs from the other. It is never same. So same thing in case of elements also. One element differs from another element. How it differs? In the basis of atomic number it differs. Atomic number cannot be the same. Atomic number is identical. For that reason I said atomic number is a fingerprint of an element. Alright, one element differs from another element on the basis of atomic number. That is number of protons is equal to number of electrons. Next, after that we will come to the mass number. Now, mass number is equal to what? Mass number. Mass number denoted letter A. A is equal to number of protons plus neutrons. Basically, you see what I said just now to you, that an atom consists of neutrons and protons, which is a nucleus. So, when I talk about the mass number, I am talking about the nucleus only. I am not talking about the electrons which are present in the shells. Why? Because electrons is of negligible mass. Yesterday I said you. That is, the mass of an electron is 1 by 1837 times that of a proton. Yesterday, last class you have studied 1 by 1837 times that of a proton. The mass of an electron is. Alright, it is negligible. We can say that. Mass of an electron is very negligible. For that particular purpose, the entire mass of an atom, listen carefully, the entire mass of an atom is constituted in the nucleus itself. In the nucleus itself, the entire mass of an atom is constituted. So when I say atomic mass or mass number, I mean to say the mass of the nucleus. Alright, the mass of the nucleus. And let me tell you, a nucleus is very small in size. It is assumed that the mass size of the nucleus is 10 to the power minus 13 centimeter. The radius of the nucleus is 10 to the power minus 13 centimeter, and similarly the size of an atom is considered to be as 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter. We can say that. Clear? So you can see that how small a nucleus is. How small. So if a nucleus is so small, then how dense it is. The density is so large. You cannot imagine that how dense the nucleus is. Because the small nucleus consists of large number of protons and neutrons present in it. So how densely it is being packed, tightly it is being packed. Alright, clear? And also you can see the atom is also so small. The radius of an atom is estimated to be as 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter on an average. Similarly, radius of the nucleus on an average taken to be as 10 to the power minus 13 centimeter. It's very small. The nucleus is very small in an atom. Alright, fine. In this way, what I was saying you, that mass of an atom, when I say, I mean to say the mass of the nucleus. And remember one thing children, neutrons plus protons is otherwise known as nucleons. Together, it is known as nucleons. Because neutrons and protons are found inside the nucleus. So hence the constituent of nucleus is known as nucleons. The constituent of nucleus is known as nucleons. Nucleons means neutrons and protons together. And one more thing, let me tell you, that the atomic mass of an element is measured by atomic mass unit. It is measured by atomic mass unit, which is known as AMU. We don't write it as AMU. I am writing it, I am showing you. AMU means atomic mass unit. This is the unit to measure the mass of an atom. How much AMU? 1 AMU, 2 AMU, 3 AMU. For example, for hydrogen, we write the atomic mass as 1. So it is said to be as 1 AMU. We can say that. But AMU is not represented in this way. The symbol of AMU is U. The symbol of AMU is U, small u. U stands for Unified Atomic Mass Unit. U stands for Unified Atomic Mass Unit. U stands for. Got it? So when I say here, if I write it as 1, that means it is 1 AMU. If I write here in case of sodium 23, means 23 AMU. The atomic mass of sodium is 23 AMU. When I write it as 16, so atomic mass of oxygen is 16 AMU. You can say that. Clear? So understood? Atomic mass is measured in terms of AMU. But what you find is that later on we convert the AMU into grams. We convert it. We convert the AMU into grams. We convert it and we measure the weight, which I said you in the previous chapter. I said you that atomic weight is measured in grams, and that is called as gram atomic weight. When molecular weight is measured in grams, it is called as gram molecular weight. I've told you how do we convert the AMU into grams. I've told you there. Alright. So now actually the unit of the mass of an atom is measured in AMU, but we, for practical purposes, for doing the numericals, alright, for experimental purposes, we don't use AMU. You convert AMU into grams, and hence it is called as gram atomic mass. The difference between is that atomic mass unit is a fractional number. Alright, mostly it is a fractional number, but when we convert it into gram, we convert it into the nearest whole number. For that reason, we convert AMU into grams. Because if it is fractional number, it becomes very difficult for us to calculate. For calculation purposes, it becomes very difficult. For example, the atomic mass of hydrogen in terms of AMU is 1.008. For chlorine, 35.543. Now imagine if I am doing the calculation 35.543 into 20 or something like that, if I am doing it, becomes so difficult for us to calculate. So hence what we use it as 35.5 in case of what you can say chlorine, because if it is 0.5, you know that we keep it as 0.5 only. If it is less than 0.5, the lower number. If it is more than 0.5, the higher number. You have read in maths this thing. Here also the same thing we are doing it. Are you following? So hence atomic mass is equal to number of protons plus number of, that is, neutrons. Or we can say atomic mass is equal to Z plus N, or number of neutrons is equal to A minus Z. A minus Z means atomic mass minus atomic number will give you the number of neutrons. Means mass number minus atomic number will give you the number of neutrons. Listen carefully, very simple. This is P plus N. P means what? P is nothing but Z. So instead of P, I can put it as Z. Z plus N. So N is equal to what? A minus Z. So mass number minus atomic number will give you the number of neutrons. For example, here you see. For example, here you see. So in case of sodium, it is 23 minus 11. So 23 minus 11, number of neutrons is how much? 12. Number of protons is what? 11. Number of electrons is what? 11. Alright, same thing here also, same thing. 16 minus 8. Number of neutrons is what? 8. Number of protons is 8. See, 8. And number of electrons is also 8. 17 Cl35. For what you can say atomic mass, the average atomic mass is 35.5 in case of chlorine. But we take it as 35. Alright, in case of chlorine, we take it as for one particular atom. Alright, one of the isotope of chlorine. Now I will be teaching you isotope, you will come to know that one of the isotope of chlorine has atomic mass of 35. We can say that. Another isotope of chlorine has got an atomic mass of 37. So when we calculate the average atomic mass, it comes to be as 35.5. How do we calculate the average atomic mass? I will tell you. Everything I will tell you. Don't worry. Alright. Now, here you can see 17 Cl35. So number of protons is 17. Number of electrons is 17. Number of protons is equal to number of electrons, because an atom is electrically neutral. I said you earlier also. So protons is equal to electrons. That is nothing but is equal to atomic number. And number of neutrons is 35 minus 17 is 18. In this way we calculate the number of protons, electrons and neutrons. We can say that. Clear? Understood about atomic mass or mass number? We can say that. Clear? How it is being measured and what are the things? I said you everything about it to you. Now, next, after that we will come to isotopes. What is isotopes? Now, isotopes means isotopes are the atoms of the same element. You can write it down. Isotopes are the atoms of the same element having same atomic number but different mass number. What I said? Isotopes are the atoms of the same element having same atomic number but different mass number. They have got the same atomic number and but different mass number. We can say that. What I said? Atoms of the same element. Like just now I was saying to you that chlorine has got two isotopes, 17Cl35 and 17Cl37. Alright, similarly hydrogen has got three isotopes, 1H1, 1H2, 1H3. Carbon has got three isotopes, 6C12, 6C13 and 6C14. So if you see the periodic table, you will find it out that in the periodic table every element has got some or other isotopes. Every element has got some or other isotopes. Like chlorine has got two isotopes, 17Cl35, 17Cl37. The atomic number is the same, the mass number is different. In all the cases you can see, atomic number is the same, mass number is different. So here it is known as protium. Let me tell you the name. Here hydrogen, this one H1 is called protium, 1H2 is called deuterium and 1H3 is known as tritium. Again I say protium, deuterium, tritium. We can say that. But we don't have any name for this particular isotopes. We can say that. Clear? For all these isotopes we don't have any name. For hydrogen we are having it. Clear? Because hydrogen is used in the nuclear reactors which we will study in the higher classes. Now next is what I was saying you that how we are getting the average atomic mass of chlorine. How do we calculate, which comes to be as 35.5. How do we calculate? See, actually 17Cl35 and 17Cl37 is present in an atom, listen carefully, in the ratio of 3:1. In the ratio of 3:1, I mean 3 parts of 17Cl35 and 1 part of 17Cl37 is being present. Now how you will say how did you know, sir? I am remembering this particular thing. You do not have to remember. It will be given to you. You did not have to remember. I remember it, so I am saying you. Got it? Otherwise it will be given to you. So if I want to calculate the average atomic mass of chlorine, what will I do? Very simple. Maths, 35 into 3 because this is 3 parts and 37 into 1. This is 1 part divided by 3 plus 1. 4 because total parts is what? 4. Now you do it and see, you will be getting to be as 35.5. 35 into 3 plus 37 divided by 4, you do it and see, you will be getting to be as 35.5. So average atomic mass of chlorine is taken to be as 35.5 in this way. So each and every what you can say atom consists of some or other isotopes. Some or other isotopes. And they are present in an atom in a certain ratio, as you have seen it in case of chlorine. It is being present in a certain ratio. Similarly, in case of hydrogen also, it is being present in a certain ratio. In case of carbon also, it is being present in a certain ratio. In each and every element. Alright? And isotopes occupy the same position in the periodic table. When I teach you periodic table, you will see that periodic table is being made according to the atomic number. And in case of isotopes, the atomic number is the same. So isotopes occupy the same position. That means all the 3 isotopes of hydrogen occupy which position? That is atomic number 1. All the 2 isotopes of chlorine occupy the atomic number 17. All the 3 isotopes of carbon occupy the atomic number 6. They occupy the same position in the periodic table. Now if you see the properties of isotopes, then isotopes have got different physical properties. Isotopes have got different physical properties but same chemical properties. Because remember children, physical properties is determined by the atomic mass and chemical properties determined by the atomic number. Physical properties means that is the mass of the nucleus. Got it? They determine the physical properties. Physical properties means what? Boiling point, melting point, solubility, specific gravity, density which is otherwise known as, got it? Viscosity. These are the physical properties. For example, 1H1 and 1H2 if I take it. Now 1H2 has higher boiling point, higher what you can say specific gravity, that is density. It has got higher melting point, I am saying boiling point, higher specific gravity, that is density. Alright, and it is also got higher viscosity, we can say that. It has also got higher refractive index, we can say that. Clear? Compared to protium, that is 1H1. Clear? Because its atomic mass is more, we can say that. Clear? So atomic mass, remember children, atomic mass determines the physical properties of an element and atomic number determines the chemical properties of the element. So these 2 elements have got the same chemical properties because they have got the same atomic number. They have got the same chemical properties. So this hydrogen, whatever the chemical properties it had, this hydrogen also has same chemical properties. Chemical properties means that is, suppose hydrogen, you know, it itself burns. It's a combustible gas. This hydrogen also same thing. Alright? Hydrogen is inflammable. This hydrogen also same thing. So they have got same chemical properties, but they have got different physical properties. Why? Because they have different mass number. So you need to remember this particular thing. Next is, after that, if you see that what is the use of isotopes. Now isotopes, like as I said, 1H2, it is being used in the nuclear reactions. In the nuclear reactor it is being used. Nuclear fusion reaction, you can see it is being used. Then after that, P31 isotope, it is being used for doing the research in agriculture. Alright. Then cobalt 60 isotope, which is being used for the treatment of cancer, we can say that. Now C14 isotope, we can say that. C14 isotope, it is known as carbon 14 dating. Carbon 14 dating is basically used to know the age of the bones. Suppose you get some bones from an archaeological site, any bones, animal bone or human bone. How, what you can say, this long, or what is the age of that particular bone? That is, whether it existed 200,000 years or 3,000 years. Like suppose now we are getting the fossils of the dinosaurs, and we find it out, the age of the dinosaurs, that the dinosaurs lived in this much years, 1,000 years ago, that much 1,000 years ago. How do we come to know? From C14 dating, we can say that. Carbon 14 dating, we come to know. So in this way, next is I-131. Alright. Now this particular one is used for the treatment of thyroid diseases. Alright, thyroid, the thyroid dysfunction which has been taking place in our body in certain human beings, in certain people, then that we come to know from I-31, 131. In this way, several radioactive isotopes are there, several isotopes are there. These are radioactive isotopes, we can say that. These are radioactive isotopes. There are several isotopes are there which are used for different purposes. Alright, in this way. So this is all about your isotopes. Thank you.